Merry Christmas. I'm Jody Pritzel, author of 3 Christmas history books, 2 on ornaments and 1 on Christmas stamps. Thanks for buying my books at Amazon. Now, if you're an ornament rescuer, you shop, and I tell myself every year I've got more than enough Christmas bulbs, but then temptation lurks. And then you buy something that is just a total mess. And your husband says to you, you say, you know what? What do you think about buying that mystery tree? And they give you the phrase, it's up to you, which is code for, well, I wouldn't buy that. If you watched my Evergleams on 8th video, you know I'm kind of a fan of the aluminum Christmas trees made in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, the Evergleam brand. So in a moment of sheer, whimsy, I bought this box of branches. Truly, that's how they were packaged. A 2-piece pole falling apart, foil falling apart, a stand, and a color wheel that obviously does not belong with the mystery tree. Now, it is a mess, and I say it's just in need of a little love, like this Charlie Brown Christmas tree. So I'm going to bring it back to life, a la Frosty the Snowman. My goal is to recreate this 1964 aluminum Christmas tree picture. So what do I even have? Well, Evergleams came in 2 pole dowel trunk dimensions, 1.25 inches and 1 inch. Now I've measured mine and it's 1 inch, so it means maybe this mystery tree is an Evergleam. But you know what we need is the branch count, okay? We need the branch count, and I can't even tell you how many branches I have and how many branches I should have. Most of the foil has dropped, moved, shifted. It's hard to determine exactly who made this and when. So what we're going to do is we're going to work first on the pole. I need to remove the foil paper from the pole, and then I have to replace it so we don't have a naked or bare dowel. So let's do this. Give me just a second. We're going to clear off the table so that you can see as I work on the pole. So when we're working on our mystery tree here, I can say that the Evergleam brand made in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, sourced dowels from the Algoma Dowel Factory up north. They were making fisherman baskets, and then in 1944 they started making, they were the Algoma Dowel Company. Now, this dowel, you can see the Evergleams also used metal foil paper, let's call it, foil paper. And so this could be an aluminum Christmas tree. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, somebody has put Scotch tape on here. So I'm just going to gently slide that through to see what I can save in the foil. Now, why am I going to save the foil? I don't know, because we're going to fix the dowel eventually. Let me give you a little backstory on the aluminum Christmas tree industry. There were 24 brands, at least 24 brands, between 1959 and 1969. Really, things fell off with Charlie Brown in 1965. Now, of those 24 companies, 13 of them? 3 states accounted for 75% of all the trees produced. And 13 of those brands were in the great state of Illinois, Chicagoland area. Now, you might know that Chicago at that time was the 2nd largest city in the country. So there were a lot of people who were going to buy aluminum Christmas trees. How's that working for me? Let me see how I do with a pair of tweezers. Oh, there you go. So the Chicagoland area, I'm just going to take that tweezers and kind of set it there. And then gently take off that little bit of Scotch tape. How am I doing? Yep, got it off. Whew. Chicagoland area had the population, and then there were 3 primary places for artificial trees where people bought artificial trees in Chicagoland area. There was the Imperial Garden. It's like pulling off a Band-Aid. Republic Lumber, here you go. And Fruitland that you see pictured here. Fruitland some years sold 15,000 artificial Christmas trees. Now, do you think I can just gently slide this off? Whoa. Scotch tape is the nemesis of boxes. By the way, if you think I'm silly fixing a tree, you should watch my box videos when I fix boxes. That's another little whimsy thing. Now, I know that this mystery tree, we're going to use process of elimination. I know it's not a Revlis because the Revlis brand used a tapered pole trunk. So I know it's not a Revlis. I know it's not a Gronowski in Pennsylvania because they use different sizes of branches. I know it's not a C. Sincere because C. Sincere used only a one-piece pole and Evergleam's used a two-piece. So I know it's not a C. Sincere. And I know it's not an Arundel Silver Forest because they painted their trunks. Okay, so one pole is lickety-split clean. Now, the disaster that is the bottom. Isn't that just, oof. Again, what I'm going to do here, I don't know why, because you never know what you're going to need down the road. I'm going to gently, again, try to get that Scotch tape off of there. Again, Evergleam's used this fantastic paper foil, metal paper foil. And we're going to try to decide what we're going to do when we get this cleaned off. Because again, my intent is first and foremost, because you can see that, like in this spot here, I've got two holes. Well, you can't have two holes in a branch. So the big thing is, how do we know what we've even got? So let me pick at this and I'll be right back. So what we're trying to do is get rid of nastiness here, because then we can either paint or I've got some other ideas of things that we're going to try. So I just want to clean this up. So I'm going to take a pad first of all and just kind of see if I even need to use the sandpaper. Well, that's kind of working out okay. You know, it's kind of like working on a classic car, right? You want it to be as authentic as it can be. You know, I'm just going to buff this out with a little bit of sandpaper. It's close, you know, it's totally usable. The integrity is still there, but I just, yeah, again, trying to make it as good as I can make it, knowing that we can just paint the trunk, right? I mentioned that Arundel Silver Forest painted their trunks. But, you know, like I said, integrity-wise, it's pretty doggone good. You know, that's okay. So now, I saved you the horror. I put some WD-40 on the pole. Like I said before, Evergleam's had a two-piece dowel. Like I said, I WD-40'd that so that you wouldn't have that problem. So one of the things we need to know too is, how tall is my tree? How many branches does it take? Oh, okay, set that aside. Move some things out of the way. You know what, I'll just toss that. So we have got 44 to the stand. And basically, it's a 48-foot aluminum pole. Okay? So now we need to know our branch count. And I'm going to put a toothpick in, and then we'll count the toothpicks when I'm done, okay? A dead giveaway for Evergleam tree, Manitowoc, Wisconsin. There were two aluminum tree manufacturers in Manitowoc, Miro and the Aluminum Specialty Company. And Evergleams had a angled hole, not like the Carrie McFall, great company. You probably are lucky to have one of those if you're watching. Carrie McFall used, like you see in the picture here, it was a very even straight-lined design for their branches. You know, and it wasn't Charlie Brown who killed the aluminum Christmas tree. It was actually Lucy. I'll come around. I'll spin it around and see how I'm doing. You know, sometimes you buy things just because they're so sad that you got to rescue them, right? Isn't that the way with Christmas ornaments too? This is very... It started out to be sad. I don't think it's going to be that sad when we're done. Okay, let me spin that around so I can see the ones I missed, and then we can count branches. See, there's a bunch of them I missed here. Is that a branch hole? Well, apparently. I missed that one. Missed this one, this. Now, Evergleam's also used one size branch. Oh, here's another one. Whew. You know what, folks? I bet we're going to have to buy some branches from somebody. Oh, there's one more up there. Woofda. There we go. Now do I have them all? I think I do. Okay. Let's take out the toothpicks and you don't need to watch me count, right? 46. Okay. 10, 20, well, it's like counting up at a poker game. 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 46 branches. Okay. Now, I need to count branches. We need to reference Theron George's great book on evergleams to see where our branch count lands us, our height lands us. Then I can either paint this, or let me see what it looks like when we try inexpensive. I was going to use the word cheap, but let's use the thinnest aluminum foil we can. I'm going to mess around with this section first because it has the least dowel holes. So let's grab our aluminum foil sheets and our aluminum foil and see what the trunk is going to look like before we take that desperate time to paint it. Coming right back. I knew this was going to be the tricky part. So we want to be as authentic as we can, like a collector car. So these aluminum sheets have the total wrong texture. So they're gone. After we dropped the aluminum foil roll on the ground and realized it was so flimsy and thin, it was going to be hard to work with, we're going to eliminate that too. Which settles on the metal duct tape, okay? I've gone ahead and measured and made a diagram here in front of me that tells me where the branch holes are. So what we're going to do is we cut our 2 pieces of duct tape, 26 inches, leaving me a little bit of play that I can trim at the end. And what we're going to do is lay the metal duct tape on here and then feel for the holes, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I gave myself a little bit of slop, and I'm going to roll it gently . See, this is why you didn't want to work with spray adhesive, right? I don't know why I'm freaking out so much. So I'm going to roll it. that. Made the diagram so I know where the holes are supposed to be. Now, smooth out my end. Okay. Whew. Whew, 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 whew. Okay, now I'm going to do it with the second piece. So give me a minute because I'm going to peel that back. That I added a little rigidity, so I peeled that back like that. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Be right back. It's just a tree, Jody. It's just a tree. So what I'm doing is I've got that second piece of metal duct tape. I'm just going to peel it and roll it without crinkling it, without gapping it, without, you know, the first piece. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing like struggling on camera. Oh, I got a little crinkle there. Whoa. Well, we're just going to roll with it. Ah, all puns intended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other dowel. We're going to find the branch holes. So the next time I come back, hit the subscribe button on the video, because the next time we come back, I'm going to show you how I fix these branches, because that's not right? Missing. So when we come back, I'm going to show you how I fix the branches. We're going to have the aluminum on the dowel, and then we can talk about stand and identification with the branch count and the stand to see what I've got on this Rescuing the Aluminum Christmas Tree. Whew. Okay. Thanks for watching my videos, and Merry Christmas.